Alright guys, Dreadnought's back here today with another review. We're going to be looking at the Amazon exclusive Marvel Legends Infinite Series Avengers Age of Ultron 4-pack. Super stoked to take a look at this thing. It includes Thor, Black Widow, Bruce Banner, and Hawkeye. Came in a single piece shipping box. Amazon did a great job at over 20 inches long with the shipping. No problems at all. Perfect condition. We'll take a look at the packaging. As you can see here on the side, got some great character art and the Avengers Initiative logo. Same thing on the other side. Top has another Avengers Age of Ultron logo, and on the bottom not much going on. I'll try to keep the glare down with the light, but it's a massive sheet of plastic. We'll take a look at the back here. It's got more of a character description. There's Hawkeye, Bruce Banner, Black Widow, and Thor there at the end. So let's break this thing out and start taking a look at one of the figures. Alright, and here's Thor out of the package and looking great. I gotta say, this is the fourth and final figure of the review, and I think I'm liking him the most so far. A lot of detail in the sculpt, a lot of paint apps, and just looking very good. I know there's a repaint from some of the parts here from the Walmart exclusive. I missed out on that figure, so this again, like Hawkeye, was a must-have and a solid reason for me to get the box set from Amazon to complete my collection with movie Avengers. So I'm really pleased with this figure overall. And a closer look at the accessories. Here's Thor's hammer, and you can see here some nice details in it. You know, some good paint. I'll try and get a little better look at that. Yeah, see the cracks in there. Some good sculpting, some good detail. There's the handle. You know, one solid color. A little bit of a paint app here, if you can pick that up. A little bit of silver here at the end, and you know, it looks good overall. I think the biggest thing is the size, and I think I've seen some people already complaining about that. But overall, we've seen the movie Legends scale down in size and proportion, and I don't think it's a huge surprise that the hammer would be the same. But just in comparison, here's the hammer that came with the last Marvel Legends from Hasbro Thor figure that we got. And you can see quite a size difference in the handle and the hammer itself. Also, here's the Toy Biz hammer, and man, they really did it right on that handle there. But anyway, you can see not much smaller than that one. And then lastly, this is the Marvel Select Thor we got last, and that's the scale of that hammer. So really, you know, the new Marvel Legends, Hasbro Marvel Legends hammer being the largest, and definitely it does look much smaller in scale to it, but it scales pretty well with the others. No other accessories other than the hammer. And here's a closer look at the head sculpt. Has some nice paint apps on there. I'm liking that hair sculpt. Some nice texture and detail in there. You can see the braiding in it. It has some great paint apps in here. A lot of different light texture and some light colors in there. The beard looks good. The eyes look great, you know, with that piercing blue. You know, the likeness is not dead on from the front, but you can see Hemsworth in here. You know, brooding, of course, you know, but as you turn him, kind of like with Hawkeye, you can catch Hemsworth's likeness in there, so I can see that. Great paint apps on the chest. I love the silver here, holding the cape on. This is a gold, and you can see if I can darken that up just a little bit. But it's just a slight shade, and I think in the some of the promotional images, this looked like it was going to be very bright and very dark gold. I'm sorry, very dark colored gold with you know, but it ended up being brighter, and I actually like it. It's not that much of a change from this. I believe this piece here may have been on the original Walmart. I believe the arms had chainmail, if I'm not mistaken. You guys can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. You know, skin tone looks fine. Looks good on the arms. Not a lot of detail or shading in the muscles. But it has these wristbands here. Some good paint apps in there. Looks great. You know, on the torso, some blue in here. Looking good. Some more of that gold and silver. Just a great sculpt overall into this frontal flap here. And it's made of a more pliable material here. And blue here on the ends. Hands, you know, look good. You know, no real detail in there. You can see the chainmail. One issue I did have was, I'm going to move this out of the way, but with the chainmail texture, it looks great here on the bottom part of the leg, but as you see in the top, it loses its detail. It's almost like it's got too many paint apps on it, or they put too much paint, because you lose that that hatch look or whatever there. But some great detail on the more of the cloak up here. You know, just great sculpting all the way around. The clasp, good paint here on the boots. You know, more gold and painted all the way through and through. Nothing really on the feet. You know, and we'll try and look at the back here. The cape sculpted really well. It's you know, it's a real pliable, so it can move around. Would have liked to seen some shading in the cape. You know, I think it could have used that. The inside has a different texture. It almost feels soft, but it is, you know, it's rubber, but it almost has a soft feel to it the way they textured the inside. So looks really good. Get a look at the back, and you can see cape's held on back here. These two pieces. No paint apps on the back, of course. You know, of course the cape's hiding most of it, so you know, didn't really expect to get any. So you know, overall looks good. And looking at articulation, and the hair limits most of the head movement. It really can't move up. It can move down just that much. Side to side, you can get it to turn and flip his hair over the cape somewhat, but it is definitely limited there. You know, the chest does have a, the ab does have an ab crunch here. Moves that far forward and that far back. Does have some pivot in here. Looks good. The arms won't rotate all the way around because of the cape hindering here. So that's about as far back as you can get them. Does have upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and the hand has a roll of the dice hinge, looks like, which I would have preferred the other way with the hammer, and it's the roll of the dice on both of these, it looks like. So you know, it works, but I would have preferred to actually been able to flip this back, and the hands do rotate. Doesn't have waist rotation, it only rotates here at the abs. Upper leg rotation, it does have it. It's very clicky and it's very tough, but it does move. Double jointed knees, it's good there. And the hips move out, you know, about that much. And you can see they're hindered by this piece here. So that's about as far as you get. Let's see how far it moves out. Same thing here with the leg, with it moving outwards. It's hindered under there, and same thing moving back. So not a lot of leg movement here. Look at the feet. It does have the ankle rocker. It does have the hinge. Moves up that far. Moves down that far, so you can get some flying poses. And it really doesn't rotate, it just swivels on that rocker. But, you know, all in all, you know, I would have liked the head to have moved up a little further. I think that would have been better for flight poses and stuff, but I like the hair sculpt, so, you know, it's a trade-off. Which one do you get? I think I still can get him into some pretty good flight poses here. with the hammer, and I think it'll look pretty good. So overall I'm pleased with it. And here's Thor compared to the last Hasbro Marvel Legends Thor we got in the Avengers wave, and you can see here he dwarfs him in comparison, but still a very large figure. Let's see, he's measuring in at right at 7 inches, even with maybe a little bit over, but it comes up short of this Thor, of course, and you can see how the hammers scale in comparison. But I think he fits well into the movie. And here he is in scale with the Age of Ultron, Marvel Legends Hasbro Hulk that we just recently got. You can see he scales pretty well with that figure. And here he is next to the other figures from the box set. And I gotta say, I'm not sure he scales quite perfectly with them. It's okay. He seems a little taller than he should be when looking at them all together. I think he scaled perfectly with the Hulk, but in this shot, looking at them all side by side, and I've actually got him pushed back a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. You can make the judgment on that. Overall, though, if I have to rate the figures from this set, I've got to say he's my number 1. My number 2 probably being Banner. 3 with Hawkeye, and then last place Black Widow. Just based on playability, paint apps, and articulation. I think he comes out at the top. And also, just an interesting fact, I did play around with his head a little bit, and you can get it on the not on the Coulson, but on the Banner figure, and you can get Banner's head on there as well. So, just for kicks, I put J. Jonah Jameson on here, and I'll show you that just for fun, so you can see it. And I like being able to head swap. I hope Hasbro will do more of these, but there you go. The God of Thunder, and also publisher for the Daily Bugle. Looking pretty good. So, overall, I got to say I like this figure, and I think he's a definite buy. It was a huge plus for me in the box set, being that I missed out on the first version. And I think there was a Thor Dark World version that actually had these arms, if I'm not mistaken, and I saw none of those figures, honestly, when they came out. So, all in all, if I had to rate the box set, I think it depends a lot on whether you have these figures. It's not worth it. Maybe for Banner alone, you might can pick him up as a single piece. He's definitely a great figure, but you might pick him up singly on eBay or something. But, overall, I gotta say, if you're missing these 3, then it's a definite buy for you without any, any qualms about it. If, you're missing 2 like I was, and Thor and Hawkeye being the 2, then it was a definite for me. But the Black Widow just was not that impressive out of the set. So, thank you guys for watching. That completes the 4 reviews on these figures. But we've got more to come. I've got a couple surprises coming this week that came in the mail this week, so I'll get those out soon. Maybe with the first one tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. But you guys have a great evening, and I thank you again for watching. Please leave a comment. If you like the review, please click like. Also, please subscribe. There's going to be more content coming, like I've said in the previous videos. I definitely want feedback. Please send me a message. If there's anything that you would like to see compared, reviewed, I'm more than happy to take a look at it. Even if it's something that may not be in my collection, it may be something upcoming. Definitely turn my interest there so I can be looking for it. Other than that, I just appreciate you guys, and I can't thank you enough. So, peace out, and we'll see you soon.